The power of silence. Speak less. Influence more. Opening scene. Hook. Soft instrumental music. A man walks through a crowded street, surrounded by noise, arguments, and distractions. His face remains calm. The loudest person in the room is rarely the wisest. In a world that rewards noise, true power lies in silence. But silence, real silence, is not the absence of sound. It's the presence of control. Pause camera zooms slowly on the man's calm face. When life provokes you to react, when others push your buttons just to see you break, remember, silence is your weapon and peace is your power. Scene 2. The story begins. Let me tell you a story about a man who learned the language of silence. There was once a young man named Adrian. He was intelligent, kind, but impulsive, always quick to defend himself, to argue, to prove his worth. Whenever someone challenged him, he spoke louder. Whenever someone insulted him, he fought harder. He believed his voice showed his strength. But life was about to teach him, real strength speaks quietly. Scene 3. The breaking point. One day, at work, Adrian faced betrayal. A colleague spread lies about him, twisting his words and turning friends against him. Anger burned inside him like fire. He wanted to shout, to expose the truth, to defend himself. He stormed out of his office, ready to confront his accuser. But as he reached the door, he stopped. Something inside whispered, "Don't react." He remembered a quote he once read from Epictetus, "Is greater than. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. They can anger you only when you permit yourself to be disturbed by them." Adrian took a deep breath and walked away. He didn't fight. He didn't argue. He didn't explain. For the first time in his life, he chose silence. Scene 4. The aftermath. Days passed. People kept talking. Rumors grew. But slowly, something unexpected happened. While others wasted energy spreading lies, Adrian focused on his work. His calmness confused his enemies. His silence made them nervous. One day, his boss called him in. "I've been observing," she said. "You didn't respond to the noise, you stayed focused. That says more than words ever could." Adrian smiled quietly. He realized silence had spoken louder than any defense ever could. Scene 5. The lesson of silence. Silence isn't weakness. It's understanding that not everything deserves your reaction. It's emotional discipline, the art of staying calm when chaos surrounds you. Seneca once wrote, "Is greater than. It is better to conquer our anger than to oppose it." Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. When you stay silent, you don't lose control, you reclaim it. You stop letting others dictate your mood. You choose peace over pride. Scene 6. Everyday life examples. Think about it. How often do you react instantly? Someone insults you, you reply. Someone disagrees, you argue. Someone provokes, you explode. But in every reaction, you lose a little power. Every time you speak without control, you hand over your peace to someone else. The wise know this truth. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every opinion deserves a response. And not every situation requires your voice. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. Scene 7. The Stoic perspective. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, all taught one timeless truth. Master yourself, and you master the world. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Is greater than. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your silence is proof that you understand this. It means you refuse to be controlled by emotion. You rise above noise, above anger, above ego, above fear. Silence transforms you from reactive to reflective. It gives you the power to see clearly, to think, to understand, and to act with wisdom, not impulse. Scene 8. The mirror of the mind. Scene fades to a calm room. Adrian sitting near a window, looking outside at the rain. When Adrian chose silence, he discovered something profound. Silence doesn't just protect you from others, it helps you face yourself. In silence, you start hearing your own thoughts, your fears, your doubts, your truth. You learn what truly matters and what doesn't. Silence cleanses the noise of the world from your mind. It's the space where self-control grows, where peace is born. Scene 9. The transformation. Weeks turned into months. The same people who once doubted Adrian now admired him. He became known not for his words, but for his composure. He didn't chase validation anymore. He earned respect through stillness. He learned that silence doesn't mean doing nothing. It means choosing your words and actions with precision. It means responding, not reacting. When you learn to be calm, the world starts listening. Scene 10. The world today. We live in an age of noise, social media arguments, constant opinions, endless distractions. Everyone wants to speak. Few want to listen. But the wisest people are those who don't rush to speak. They pause, they think, and when they finally speak, their words carry weight. The world listens to those who master silence first. Scene 11. Emotional wisdom segment. Remember, silence isn't about ignoring others. It's about protecting your peace. When you're silent, you give yourself time. Time to think, to breathe, to choose your path wisely. The next time someone disrespects you, stay calm. The next time life tests you, stay centered. Because silence doesn't mean surrender. It means you refuse to waste energy on what doesn't matter. You're not running away, you're rising above. Scene 2. Reflection, visualization. Music fades into a calm, meditative piano tone. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you're standing in a storm, thunder, wind, chaos all around, but you remain still. That's the power of silence. It doesn't stop the storm, it helps you stand strong through it. And when the noise fades, you're still there, calm, grounded, unshaken. Scene 13. Closing lesson. Silence is not empty. It's full of answers. It teaches patience, presence, and power. Those who can hold silence hold strength. Those who can pause can see clearly. Those who can listen can lead. So the next time you feel the urge to prove yourself, don't. Stay calm. Let your silence speak. Because those who move in silence move with purpose. Scene 14. Outro, call to action. Background music softens Stoic instrumental tone. Remember, silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. Be calm, be still, and let your actions speak. Outro line. Stay silent, stay strong, and subscribe for more Stoic power. Fade out with the on-screen text. Silence equals strength. Daily Stoic wisdom. The power of silence. Speak less, influence more. Part 2, Scene 3. The noise of the world. The world today is loud. Everyone wants to be heard, seen, validated. Social media has turned silence into an awkward space. If you're not posting, not replying, not explaining, people think something's wrong. But the Stoics knew something powerful. Silence isn't absence, it's presence. When you're silent, you're not weak. You're observing, you're learning, you're holding your power until it's needed. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Is greater than, the best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." He didn't say argue. He didn't say shout louder. He said be different. And difference begins with silence. When everyone else is reacting, you pause. When everyone else is proving, you withdraw. When everyone else is chasing attention, you protect your energy. Silence, my friend, is not about muting your voice, it's about mastering your emotions. Scene 4. When silence speaks louder than words. Think about the last argument you had. Maybe with someone you love. Maybe with someone who tried to test your patience. You wanted to answer back. You wanted to win. But the more you said, the worse it got. Words can pour gasoline on fire. Silence, on the other hand, is water. When you stay calm, the other person starts hearing their own noise. They feel their own chaos, and they realize your peace isn't weakness, it's power. Seneca said, "Is greater than, he who is brave is free." And sometimes, bravery isn't fighting back. It's walking away quietly, gracefully, with peace in your eyes. Because your silence tells the world, I'm not here to compete with your chaos. I choose peace over pride. Scene 5. The inner voice. There's another side to silence, the one inside you. Most people can't sit with their own thoughts. They drown themselves in distractions. Music, scrolling, talking, anything to avoid the voice within. But silence isn't just about what you don't say, it's about what you choose to listen to. When you embrace quiet moments, you start hearing your true self. You realize how little of life you actually need to be happy. You begin to see things clearly. What matters, what doesn't, who deserves your energy, and who doesn't. The Stoics practiced this every morning, sitting in stillness before the noise of the day began. They trained their minds like warriors ready to face the chaos of the world, but unmoved by it. Scene 3. Influence through calm energy. Silence is not the absence of words, it's the presence of control. When everyone speaks to be heard, the one who listens, truly listens, becomes the most powerful person in the room. Have you ever noticed? In moments of chaos, the calm person changes the atmosphere. Their silence commands attention. Not by noise, but by presence. A meeting room full of arguing people. One person sits quietly, observing, and when they finally speak, everyone listens. That's Stoic power. Not loud. Not reactive. Just centered. Epictetus once said, "Is greater than, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." When you master silence, you master your emotions. You master your reactions. You master your influence. Because the world is full of noise, and those who stay silent become the ones people trust the most. Their silence doesn't come from weakness. It comes from self-control. Slow motion, someone walking away from an argument, calm and composed. Voiceover continues. When others try to provoke you, remember, your silence speaks louder than any word. It says, I am not controlled by anger. I am not desperate for validation. I am free. Music softens. True influence doesn't come from shouting. It comes from understanding, restraint, and inner peace. Because in a world where everyone wants to be heard, those who stay calm stand out. Stay silent. Stay strong. Stay wise. Outro for this part. If you found power in stillness, subscribe to Daily Stoic Wisdom and learn how silence shapes strength. Part 4. The power of silence, the calm within. Scene 4. The calm within. Silence isn't just about not speaking. It's about listening to yourself. When you stop reacting to everything around you, you begin to hear what's happening inside you. A person sitting by a window, rain falling outside. They close their eyes and breathe slowly. In the noise of the world, your mind becomes crowded by opinions, fears, comparisons, and noise that isn't yours. But when you sit in silence, you return to your center. That's where the Stoics lived, in the space between reaction and response. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Is greater than, nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Your silence is that retreat. It's not about isolation, it's about reconnection. You step back so you can see more clearly. A person walking alone at dawn. Calm air. The world still asleep. Text overlay. Peace begins when the noise fades. The more silent you become, the more you understand that not everything deserves your energy. Not every battle is yours to fight. Not every insult needs an answer. Because your peace is precious, and silence protects it. When others scream to prove their worth, you simply remain grounded because you know yours. That's what makes silence powerful. It's confidence without noise, wisdom without words, peace without permission. A person meditating under the morning sunlight touching their face, and in that moment of stillness, you realize the world outside can be chaotic, but within you there's a calm that nothing can touch. That's Stoic strength. Not loud, not aggressive, just unshakably peaceful. Closing line for part. In silence, you don't lose your voice, you find your power. Outro. If you believe peace is your greatest power, subscribe to Daily Stoic Wisdom and rise above the noise. Part 5. The wisdom of quiet power. When you master silence, you master yourself. You stop reacting to every noise around you, every insult, every distraction, every false opinion. You begin to realize that peace is not the absence of chaos, it's the strength to stay calm within it. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." But bravery isn't always loud. Sometimes it's choosing not to respond. It's walking away from what doesn't serve your peace. In silence, your thoughts settle like still water. You begin to see clearly what matters and what doesn't. That's the Stoic way. To observe without reacting. To listen more than you speak. To act only when it truly matters. Because silence isn't emptiness, it's strength contained. And when you learn to use it, the world begins to listen without you saying a word. Soft ending music fades in. Stay calm, stay wise. Subscribe for more Stoic power.